Good afternoon, beautiful people. I hope your day is off to an amazing start and your week is off to an amazing start as well. So today is August 26th, Monday, August 26th. I had to make sure I got that right. I hope you love that blooper that was in last week's vlog. And speaking of last week's vlog, if you have not seen it, I'll link it below and above so that you can go back and check it out. You've got to see that blooper if you don't see anything else. But first of all, I'd just like to say thanks to those of you that reached out and had some suggestions of what to take to boost my immune system. I'm feeling a whole lot better. I hope you're able to tell in my voice that I'm feeling a lot better than I did last week. Doing some self-care tips. I'll update you on that real soon. But thank you for reaching out with your suggestions and things that I can try in your prayers as well. And I am feeling a whole lot better. If you have not subscribed, click your notification bell. I'll wait for you to do that. Let's see if we can get those numbers elevated. So make sure you comment as well. That helps my video to reach more and more people. So if you've not clicked subscribe yet, please do that. If you've not commented, please comment below. And if you've not clicked your notification bell, do that for me. Thank you so much for your support of this channel. So that's what that does. So this is day one of this week's vlog. And I'm sitting here trying to multitask, although it's not working because I keep looking at the camera. Keep looking at you beautiful people. So I'm sitting here just getting homework ready, and I'm stapling the homework with my newsletter, math homework, and reading homework. So I'm trying to multitask anyway, so if you see me looking down or stapling or whatever, that's what I'm doing. But I'm also here to update you on what we've done so far today. And by the way, it's raining again, raining really hard, and temps are down, so that's good. I think it's about 75 or at least 80 today. That never happened, so that may even break a record here where I am. But so far today, we've gotten a lot done. They did their bell ringer when they first got in. I checked the bell ringer. And the reason I'm checking the bell ringer is because right now they're still not consistent with their heading. They're still not consistent with capitalizing the first word of those two sentences that they have to correct. They're not consistent with their end mark. So I'm really pounding that. So I did do that. After bell ringer, we have a new vocabulary word on Monday, so I have to make sure that they write that vocabulary word in the right let me say that again. I have to make sure they write that vocabulary word in the right place and on the right page. And the definition, our vocabulary word for this week is weary. So we talked about being weary and what it looks like and what it sounds like sometimes, because being weary, can carry its own little sound, its own tune. So after we did our vocabulary word and our definition, we moved into our reading whole group. This week we're doing short I. I think we're doing a little story titled, is it Pip Can? Let's see if I have something here with that title of that story. Is it Pip Can? No. Is Go Pip. I knew it was something Pip with that short I sound in it. So our skills are still visualizing and key details. So we're still talking about key details and visualizing. As I read the story, I want them to visualize, paint a picture, kind of tell me what it looks like. We did a little activity today where they just kind of closed their eyes and listened to me read, and they were able to kind of tell me what they were visualizing. We've read a little story about a little girl in the city, and I never remember the titles of these stories. And so I think before the week is out, we're going to talk about city and country. They wrote in their journal as one of their activities. I think they wrote about what it's like where I live or something like that was their journal topic today. But after I did whole group, we worked on sentences again for language. What else did we do? We said some words phoneme by phoneme and blended those together to make some words. Can't think of what else we did for whole group before they went off to their centers. Oh, I introduced spelling words, introduced high frequency words, some vocabulary words. I did that. And I think by then it was time to move into small groups. So one of their centers was that writing activity about writing about where you live. And one of the other activities was working in a practice book. So then they came to me and we did our small group activity. So rotation went really well. I guess the only thing that I would say is I need to work with them a little bit more with getting their work done in the 15 or 20 minutes that they have to get their work, how to stay focused and just get that work done. It's not that they're playing, but they're just not staying focused and getting that work done. So we've got to work on that. But the rotations went very well. I was able to see all of my groups, so that was a good thing. And I love the fact they're not, talking and playing at the centers, although they're not staying focused. They're not doing a lot of talking and playing. They're just kind of sitting there quietly like, oh, that was not good. But anyway, after center time, I did meet with another small group, which is really my intervention time. So I work with them with some sentences and then listening for the beginning and ending sounds and which of the three words, two of the three words have the same sound. So tell me which two words begin with that same sound. I hope that made some sense to you. So after that, it was lunchtime, and after lunch we came back to the classroom and did a little math. I didn't get my entire math time in because we had to stop. And that brings us to this very moment here where the kiddos are in counseling. I will pick them up, I think maybe about 10 after. And it's about 4 minutes till 1 right now. So I'll pick them up about 1:10. Then I'll just take them to PE. So just wanted to update you on what's going on here. We are, it's looking a little better. I'm looking a little more encouraged this week than I did probably last week. For one thing, I feel better too. So I will check back in with you, I would say about 1:30. Yeah, I'm gonna call a parent and then I'll check back in with you. So have a terrific day. If I don't get a chance to check back in with you, I am hoping to get a chance to check back in with you because I need to let you know what my read aloud is going to be after we do science and social studies. And I also need to update you on what we're doing for science and social studies and that writing that we're going to do. Okay, I'll check back in with you. Bye-bye. Good morning, beautiful people. Today is Thursday, September 5th. Today is Thursday, September 5th. And my kiddos are in the library. This is the first part of this vlog. Hopefully there will be another part tomorrow, but we shall see. So just want to update you on what's going on here. And before I get started with that, let me thank everyone for the compliments on my last vlog. And if you've not seen that, I will link it above and below so that you can go back and watch that. Thank you for coming back and checking out my other videos. Thanks to my new subscribers, my OD, and I just really appreciate you, and I'm just grateful for you just watching, taking time out of your busy schedule to watch my videos. I really appreciate that, so thank you for that. Just to update you on what we're doing here, there's nothing exciting going on. I guess that was one reason why I didn't upload a video on last week. So just doing the same old mundane things, trying to get my students to come in and do their bell ringer, write their sentences with capital letters, put an end mark. That challenge is still going on, but they're getting better. I can see some of them starting to remember to use those capital letters and those end marks on those sentences, so that's a good thing. It's starting to get better. I see improvements. We did our Wonders lessons today before they went to the library. When they come back, I'm going to try and get them on iReady, so we finish our iReady diagnostic assessment. I'm not sure if I told you that in the last vlog or if that was the one that didn't make an upload. So got that data, got them onto computers. Last week, I think it was the first week that I was able to get them on for about 45 minutes on reading and 45 minutes on math, so that was a good thing. This week we're trying to do 45 minutes on each again, so we went to the computer lab on Tuesday and got some time in there, so the rest of the time we'll have to do it in here during our center time, which is not a problem. I can do that very easily. So this week for reading, we're doing the short O words. So they're spelling words of short O words. They have some high frequency words that comes with Wonders, and I'm really trying to get them to learn those high frequency words as quickly as possible. I've even, just flashed the alphabet cards for Wonders, just trying to get them to learn those sounds as quickly as possible too. That's going to make the best reader the quickest. So what else? We've still been doing key details for reading, and one activity that I got them to do they really enjoyed. I got 2 kids to draw a picture of something very important that happened in the beginning of the story. I got 2 kids to write something different, and then they collaborated to come up with something different, so that I didn't have the same thing. I didn't want them drawing a picture of the same thing. But then I got 2 different students to illustrate something very important for the middle of the story. Again, 2 different pictures. Then I got 2 students to illustrate 2 things that happened that was important at the end of the story. So lined them up across the front of the class, and each one told their part, showed their picture, and they kind of retold the story in pictures, and they did use a few words as well. Very neat activity. So if you want to do a retelling, have them draw a picture and they can explain their picture, and when they do that, they're telling you, a part of the story. So that worked out really good. So for language, we're trying to write sentences with exclamation marks and question marks, so not just a telling or statement sentence. We're trying to amp it up a bit, so that's what we're doing in Wonders. I need to do a paragraph, and I think the paragraph is going to be informational, and I have a little organizer here that I think I got off of TPT. Let's see if I can show it to you. Yeah, so we're going to do this writing. Hopefully you can see that. It says how to clean your room. So they're going to write their beginning sentence here, and it says it is, and they're finished that sentence right there. What is the first thing you do? Then what do you do? Last, what do you do? And cleaning your room is what? So we're going to do that writing and put a grade in the grade book based on just being able to tell me 3 things you do. Well, one thing I'm going to grade using a rubric is if you could tell me 3 different things that you do to clean your room. All your sentences begin with a capital letter. All your sentences have some kind of end mark, and you make the best grade if you could do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 sentences. Okay, so if you can't do all 5 sentences, if your sentence doesn't begin with the capital letter, you miss an end mark, then we will move down on the rubric. So we're going to do that. For writing, what else are we doing? So that was Wonders reading, that was language writing. For math, we're doing a combination of things. For math, we're doing counting on. I'm doing 5 plus 3, starting at 5, 6, 7, 8. And knowing that 5 plus 3 is 8, we're doing the community property where you flip it. 3 plus 5 is also 8, so you get the same sum no matter how you flip the add-ins. We're talking a lot about the vocabulary. What else are we doing? We're doing doubles. We're doing doubles plus one. That reminds me, I need to do a math word problem and have the students work it, and I need to display 3 of them in the front of the school. So I need to work on that today. And that's math. For science, we're still talking about plants and animals. They've labeled the parts of a plant. I have another little activity that I got off of Teacher Pay Teacher that I may have them. It's a flip book, and I think I'm going to have them to write the function up under the little flap. So we may do that today as well. In social studies, we've still been talking about rules, procedures, rules in PE, rules outside for recess, rules in the cafeteria, rules in the hallway, rules in the classroom, rules all over the school. We've been talking about, I think one of the things that we did yesterday was something about the crayon, how we all, go together. We're unique in our own way. It's what we did on yesterday. And I don't think I'm missing anything. So that wraps up about what we're doing here. I am getting a chance to move to my small group, which is good. And while I'm in small groups, some of them are off task. So I think I'm going to put more space between a few of them. But for reading, I just have 3 20-minute groups. For math, I have 4 15-minute groups. So I think that's about it. Yeah. So I'll check back in with you later today, hopefully during their PE time. Because if I see anything else, I'm just rambling. I think I've brought you up to speed on what we are doing here. Oh, we did have open house. Oh yeah, let me tell you what we did for open house. Well, let me tell you what I talked about for open house. Besides the objectives that we do for reading, objectives we do for math, objectives for language, science, social studies, what I miss, writing. I think I covered everything. So we talked about all the objectives. I had some other concerns that I wanted to address with parents, and I was trying to pull it up so that I can remember, because open house was last week, and if I pull the PowerPoint up, I can tell you exactly what those concerns were. So some of the other things we talked about at open house was just reminding parents to check the planners. We kind of put a little comment in it daily about the behavior. I just do a smiley face, straight line face, and a frowny face, and sometimes I'll have some additional notes, like I had to put some additional notes already in planners today for students that are just sitting and not completing their work. So I wanted to remind parents to check those planners and binders every day, that they have homework every day, along with just reading for about 8 to 10 minutes, that they will start bringing home library books. Some of my class took home library books last week. Hopefully all of them will take library books home starting today, since that's where they are. And just to remind them to just initial that they saw it, because sometimes if they don't initial, we don't know whether they saw the planner or not. And we really want to hit home the importance of checking it, because sometimes parents don't know what's going on unless you communicate that with them. And one way that we try and communicate that with them is using the planners. We also reminded them if they had any notes for us to write it in the planner. We check it daily for notes. If they need to send some money, like the school fees or PTO, they could put it in an envelope and tell us what it's for with their child's name. Stick that in the pocket of the binder, or stick it in the book bag, or stick it in the planner. So we talked about that with them. We talked about how our centers move, the different things that we do in the centers, how we start whole group on the carpet, and then they move to centers and we move to small group. We talked about how long the small groups last. We talked about restroom breaks and attendance. They have a lanyard that to scan for breakfast and to lunch, the importance of making sure that they have that on as soon as they step on campus. I try and have my kids put it in the book bag at the end of the day before they even leave here. Just go ahead and stick it in your book bag, and that way it's always in there. Try to encourage them to, anytime they're taking it out off, even if I don't remind them, when you take it off, don't put it in the car, don't put it on the table. Go ahead, find the book bag, locate it, put it in the book bag, and you're assured to have it every time that you need it. Just kind of went over our schedule with them, what we do all day, how many minutes we do it, the importance of keeping them at school all day, not bringing them late, not checking them out early, being here from bell to bell, because after PE, which is 2 o'clock, I do science and social studies. We get out at 3. So it's important that they're here every day and on time. We talked about the mathematical practices that we do. I think it's about 8 of them. Talked about testing, how important that is, how they have to read their reading test on their own. We read the question, they read the choices. We talked about teaching and retesting, which is very minimum this year compared to last year. Talked about how it's going to change in the future quarters. Talked about the tests that they have to take at the end of the quarter. Talked about iReady diagnostic assessment. We talked about how they'll take that 3 times a year. They've already taken it 1 time, so we'll either do it before we leave for Christmas or after we get back for Christmas. We'll do it again at the end of the year. We talked about the dibbles testing, how they take dibbles 3 times a year. They've already done the first round. They'll take it 2 more rounds. Talked about needing headphones or earbuds. And I think that was it. Oh, we asked them to go over sight words with them, to have them practice writing sentences. Homework is due back the next day. And yeah, so I think that's it. So I wanted to share that with you, just some things that we talked about at PTO open house. And the last thing I'm going to share with you before I get some other things done is I'm teaching ABC order. So I made this and I laminated it, and I'm teaching them to underline the first letter in the words that they are putting in ABC order, then to go back and highlight those letters that they underlined on here, then to read it from left to right, from A to Z, and see what is highlighted first, second, third, fourth, fifth, in order to put those words in ABC order. Then I show them how to just go back and check by starting at A and going to Z and seeing your alphabets and seeing if those letters are in the correct order. Another way that we teach ABC order is sometimes we'll ask which word goes first. We'll give you 3 words, 4 words, and ask you which word would go first in ABC order, which word would go last in ABC order, or which word would go after such and such. So I'm going to sign off, and I'll check back in with you later. And I was trying to see if there was anything else I needed to share with you. I don't think so. Okay. Bye, beautiful people.